In my hands I have three brand new drivers for the 2019 season. I have the Mizuno ST190G, Cobra King F9 Speedback and the Ping G410 Plus. Now in this video I'll quickly run through the tech highlights in each driver and then I'll go into some numbers I got earlier on today with my SkyTrak whilst testing each head. I'll also tell you how I got on out in the golf course. Now I've tested each of these drivers a fair bit over the last few weeks, so I'll give you an idea of what you can expect from each head, how they differ, how they compare and which one might suit your game the best. First off though, before I run through the tech, if you're new to our YouTube channel, please hit that subscribe button below, give us a thumbs up if you enjoy this video, and if you have any questions about any of these drivers, just leave them in the comments and I'll answer them for you. First off, I'm going to get started with the ST190G. Now if you want a real in-depth look at the technology in each of these driver heads, we've got links to our full review videos in the description below, so go check those out if you really want to get to grips with the tech that's packed into each of these club heads. But very briefly, the ST190G, it features Mizuno's Wave Sole technology. Now this was in the ST180 range last year and it's going to help to reduce your spin rates to try and give you a bit more distance and also improve the forgiveness across the entire face. The face is an SB700 forged titanium face. Now this is a very thin, flexible face that's going to deliver a lot of ball speed to give you added distance. On top we've got a new carbon fibre crown. Now this saves a lot of weight that's been relocated low and back in the club head to improve the forgiveness and also improve the CG to give you that higher launch, lower spin, give you more distance. It's also part of the reason why we have the new black colour scheme that looks absolutely fantastic. The ST190G and the ST190 are two of the best looking drivers for 2019 without a doubt. Now the G model differentiates itself from the standard model in the fact that we've got an adjustability system on the sole here. We've got two fast tracks housing 7-gram weights and you can adjust your spin rates and also your short shape buys by moving the weights along these tracks or placing them in the one track together. So we've got the adjustability in the sole there, and we also have an adjustable hosel here so you can adjust your loft and dial this club head in to suit your needs. Now on to the King F9, and the main tech talking point is the new Speedback shape. So as you can see, Cobra have relocated a lot of weight low and back in this club head. It's got a very low, very deep CG to deliver that high launch and that low spin for maximum distance, but Cobra say they've efficiently married that up with a very aerodynamic shape. They've made this club head more aerodynamic, so you're getting more ball speed from that Speedback design, and then you're getting more club head speed from the improved aerodynamics, so that's giving you more distance than ever before from a Cobra driver. They've rounded off the leading edges to improve those aerodynamics. We've also got the 360 degree aero technology with these trips here along the crown and also on the sole. We have an ultralight carbon fibre wrap crown, so like the Mizuno, you know, that saves a lot of weight that can then be relocated low and back in this section here. When it comes to adjustability, we've got the two weights here that we can interchange, a 14-gram weight and a 2-gram weight. I've got the 14-gram in the forward section. That's going to deliver lower spin and lower launch, and if you place that in the back section, higher launch, higher spin, a wee bit more forgiving. We also have MyFly 8 technology, so you can adjust your loft and your lie angle, and then we also have the CNC milled face. Now that carries over from last year, but Cobra say they've refined this technology to once again deliver more speed and more forgiveness across the entire face. Last but by no means least, on to the Ping G410 Plus. Now this is the most adjustable driver in Ping's history. For the first time they've introduced a movable weight system. As you can see at the rear section here, we've got this heavy tungsten weight that can be interchanged between the neutral, fade and draw settings to dial in your short shape more than ever before with a Ping driver. We also have a new 8-position loft sleeve, so again, more adjustability than ever before, but the improved adjustability has not come at the expense of performance and forgiveness. Producing a really forgiving driver with a high MOI is Ping's bread and butter after all. And with the Ping G410 Plus, it actually has a slightly higher MOI than the G400 it's replacing with that weight in the neutral section, so you're still going to get the great forgiveness we've come to expect from Ping drivers in recent years. When it comes to delivering speed, we've got a forged titanium face here that's very hot, very flexible, going to deliver you a lot of ball speed and also going to deliver great forgiveness across the face, so you're going to retain the speed on your miss hits. And then we've also got an aerodynamic club head. We've got the turbulators on top here that help to deliver free club head speed to give you some more distance. Now that was just a very brief run through of the technology in each driver. As I said earlier, we've got links to our full review videos in the description below, so go check those out to really dive into the technology and to learn how each driver could help your game. Now onto the numbers I got off my SkyTrak. I tested using the 2019 Pro V1 golf ball. Every driver was set to 9 degrees of loft and all ran an extra stiff shaft that I really like. First off, we'll look at the ST190G's numbers. We'll get started with the ball speed, and you'll see that I'm averaging 162 miles an hour and peaking at 166. Now the drivers I've tested so far in 2019 have been anywhere from about 160 to 165 miles an hour on average, so Mizuno right in amongst them. They've really upped their game this year in terms of performance, and that ball speed just shows that. See that I'm then launching at 12.4 degrees and spinning just over 2,500 RPM, so those launch characteristics, exactly where I'd want to see them, a relatively high launch and spinning just over that 2,500 mark, so pretty good in terms of spin. We'll then see my average carry is at 270 yards and my average total 295, so getting plenty of distance with the ST190G. As I said, Mizuno really upped their game this year. They're in that conversation with TaylorMade, with Titleist, with Callaway, and also Ping and Cobra, so it's a driver that's delivering in terms of performance and a big step up from Mizuno. Now onto the King F9 Speedback, and you'll see there's hardly anything that separates it from the ST190G when it came to the numbers. So the ball speed, again, averaging at 162 miles an hour, launching pretty much the exact same at 12.5 degrees and spinning at 2,700 RPM. So again, great ball speed, a nice high launch, and spinning maybe ever so slightly on the high side for me. I would like to see that spin number just below the 2,500 mark. What that then means for the distance is pretty much the exact same as the Mizuno. We've got 270 yards average carry and 294 average total. So again, you know, those numbers give me great distance, plenty of power. But as I say, if that spin was maybe a wee bit lower, I'd probably get a bit more distance. Just for my personal swing, I think just getting that spin down would help me a wee bit more. But with the ST190G and the Cobra King F9 Speedback, really nothing in between them today. Now on to the Ping G410 Plus, and once again the numbers are very similar. So my ball speed averaging 162 miles an hour, launching a little bit higher at 13 degrees and spinning a little bit less, just under 2,500 RPM this time. So once again, great speed, nice high launch and relatively low spin, and that means I'm getting an extra few yards of carry. I'm now at 272 and my total distance has jumped up to 298. So when it came to the numbers for me today, the Ping G410 Plus just edged it, but I think what those numbers really show is that these drivers all offer great performance. It's about finding the one that's going to suit you the best. You need to go have a hit for yourself, because each driver is going to suit a different kind of golfer. So for me, it was the G410 Plus that just edged it when it came to the numbers, but certainly all three of them absolutely fantastic when it came to performance, and not a whole lot between them. So that's what numbers have to say, but what about out in the golf course? Well, first off, I'm going to get started with the looks, and for me there was one clear winner, and that was the Mizuno ST190G. Now this driver just looks fantastic. The all black finish, the carbon crown, the overall shape and styling, it just looks the business. It's probably the best looking driver for 2019. It just looks so good, and compared to the blue heads they've had over the last few years, Mizuno, certainly it's a big step up, not only in performance with this driver but also with the looks. It looks fantastic. Now, not only does it look the best out of these three, but it also felt the best in my opinion. We've got an internal rib structure within this head that gives it a nice pleasing sound to impact. You feel like you're getting plenty of oomph, plenty of power, but it just feels awesome. Across the entire face you retain that nice solid feel, and it's just a driver I really enjoy hitting off the tee. Now both the Ping and Cobra also feel really great, but the ST190 just edged it when it came to the sound and feel. Now on to forgiveness and accuracy, and although all three are very forgiving club heads, it did come down to the Ping and the Cobra. Now Cobra have done a really good job of increasing the forgiveness. That new Speedback shape that puts a lot of weight low and back in the club head means that this is a very forgiving driver, and it combines with that CNC milled face it just means that you retain great speed on your miss hits. It's very accurate, you're not going to be punished all that much, and it just feels like a very forgiving driver that's very easy to hit. However, the G410 Plus with its massive MOI, it's just so easy to get up in there. Launches into the sky and it's very forgiving. Across the face, you know, you're retaining that speed. Your miss hits aren't getting punished by all that much. And when it comes to forgiveness, the Ping G410 Plus did win it on the day. It's such a forgiving and accurate driver, and if you struggle off the tee, then this is one you certainly have to check out. It is just that forgiving. Now on to distance, and as the numbers showed, all three were very similar in terms of speed and also overall performance. And on any given day, each one of these might come out on top, but for me, When it came to distance today, the Ping G410 Plus was just edging it. As the numbers showed, I was getting a slightly higher launch, slightly less spin, so I was seeing a more powerful ball fly out in the golf course, getting an extra few yards of carry, and in turn getting some added distance overall. It wasn't a whole lot, you know, a few yards here and there, but certainly when it came to distance today, the G410 Plus was just edging it. Now, if you're looking for maximum adjustability, you would go for the Mizuno. That SkyTrak technology, those two weights, allows you to really dial in your spin rates and your shot shape bias. And we also have the adjustable loft sleeve, so you can really dial in this club head more than the other two. So it's decision time. If I had to choose between these three drivers, which one would take up permanent residence in my bag? Now, all three are fantastic, and if you ask me tomorrow, my decision might change, but today I'm going to go for the Ping G410 Plus. Now, although for me it falls a little bit flat in the looks department, everything it offers in terms of performance is absolutely fantastic. It's such a forgiving golf club. It's so easy to hit and it's so easy to get in there. If you struggle off the tee, it's a fantastic option. Not only that, it offers great speed and great distance. That forced face giving plenty of ball speed, the turbulator's giving you some added club head speed, and also the low back CG giving you high launch, low spin, the recipe for distance. So everything it offered in terms of performance was absolutely fantastic, and now you've got the added adjustability that we've never seen before in a Ping driver, and it's just a fantastic driver. It's just pipped the other two to the post today. As I say, if you were to ask me tomorrow, my decision might change, but I'm sticking with the G410 Plus today. The important thing though is that you go and try each of these drivers out for yourself. You need to go get custom fitted and you need to try them out. See which one suits your game the best, which one you like the look of, which one you like the feel of, and which one offers you the best performance. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, and thank you very much for watching.